Let us now listen to an inspirational reading, which will be done by Ms. Shante Ross.
Pleasant morning to all. Most people have a dream of the possibilities created by a prosperous life. They imagine the advantages that will come their way if they achieved those dreams. There is one problem. Most people fantasize about the rewards at the conclusion of the journey, overlooking the cost of the journey. Unfortunately, few people are willing to go through the process that will lead them to the fulfillment of their dreams. Everybody wants to become the next great Bishop T.D. Jakes, Joyce Meyer, or Bishop Eddie Long, the next Oprah Winfrey or Jada Pinkett Smith, Bill Gates, Denzel Washington, Will Smith, Venus or Serena Williams, Tavis Smiley, or Warren Buffett. Dreams are important, but if they are not followed up by a commitment to the process, then they will simply remain daydreams, never seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. If you are interested in fulfilling your destiny, then you must learn to view failure as a healthy, inevitable part of the process of success. Alex Noble once said that success is not a place at which one arrives, but rather the spirit with which one undertakes and continues the journey. The journey is the process. It cannot be avoided, for the process is part of the preparation that is needed to enter into and sustain success. It is easy to look at those who have succeeded and wish we could be like them. We like what they have, but I'm not sure if we would like what they went through to get what they have. The one thing that is common to all successful people is that they are willing to endure the process that is necessary to reach their own dreams. You see the big homes they live in and the nice cars they drive. What you do not see is the pain, the rejection, the failure, the commitment, the labor, and the many hours dedicated to reaching their goals. Their success was the result of hard work, discipline, risk-taking, patience, and focus. It didn't just happen for them overnight. There are always struggles and obstacles awaiting those who want to succeed in life. If there is no struggle, there is no progress.
Thank you, Shante. We will now have the distribution of certificates of completion to students of the junior school. I have the pleasure of calling on Mr. Richardson of the Ministry of Education to present the certificates, as well as Ms. Gittins, who will call the names of these students.
Good morning. First person, Christian Chow Chong, Sadie Louison, Johan Peter Kane, Shade Louison, Dwayne Williams, Aliyah Bain, Caleb Bartholomew, Luana Joseph, Ayandel Francis, Lorian Newton, Gamba Antoine, Ruth Vasiana, Darrell Bob, Aishwarya Jilks, Shane Harris, Garth Neptune, Whitney Bowen, Rhea Forsyth, Clifford David, Melanie Woodrow, Kirsten Phillip, Zakia Bido, Hallie Hall, Ronell Thompson, Zidane Antoine, Brianna James, Jamil Granger,
Thank you, Mr. Richardson, from the Ministry of Education. We now invite Senator Sheldon Scott to assist in the presentation of the remaining certificates for the junior school.
Amanda Collymore, Caleb Joseph, Faith Williams, Dion Nelson, Dion Francis, Quinton Elcock, Samaya Moller, Tyrese Smith, Ariel Smith, Peter English, Nafi Rennie, Brad Greenwich, Kazara Batiste, Aaron Archibald, Ronick Archibald, Nicholas Levine, Aliyah Emery, Lakia Lalji, and Moisha Pierre.
Thank you, Senator Sheldon Scott. And thank you to Ms. Gittins and Ms. Scott for helping us with the distribution of those certificates. We now move on to the valedictorian awards for the junior and high school. We will have the students of the junior school and the high school, and I have the pleasure on calling Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenard to present the awards and Ms. Scott to call the names.
And the Junior Valedictorian Award goes to Christian Chow Chong, the Valedictorian Award for the secondary school goes to Rose Bagwan,
Thank you, Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenard, for assisting. Thank you to Ms. Scott and Ms. Gittins as well. Will the students of Beacon Junior School please come forward to sing your graduation song?
Because of who you are, I give you glory. Because of who you are, I give you praise. Because of who you are, I will lift my voice and say, Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Because of who you are, I give you glory. Because of who you are, I give you praise. Because of who you are, I will lift my voice and say, Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Jehovah Jireh, my provider. Jehovah Nissi, Lord, you reign in victory. Jehovah Shalom, my Prince of Peace, and I worship you because of who you are. Because of who you are, I give you glory. Because of who you are, I give you praise. Because of who you are, I will lift my voice and say, Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Jehovah Jireh, my provider. Jehovah Nissi, Lord, you reign in victory. Jehovah Shalom, my Prince of Peace, and I worship you because of who you are. Because of who you are, I give you glory. Because of who you are, I give you praise. Because of who you are, I will lift my voice and say, Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Lord, I worship you because of who you are. Lord, I worship you because of who you are.
It is my pleasure to invite Christian Cho Chung, the valedictorian from Beacon Junior School, to come forward to give his valedictory speech. Christian came 6th in the island in the CPEA exam and the 1st in the males in the entire of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Let us give him a round of applause as he comes forward.
Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. The words of Robert Louis Stevenson. Her Excellency the Governor General, Dame Cecile Lagrenard, officials from the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Cheryl Bishop, Principal, specially invited guests, our amazing teachers, parents and guardians, family, friends, students of the class of 2013, good morning. Today we stand here before you, 47 young seeds which our parents planted just over a decade ago. We have gathered here as one graduating class, one school community to celebrate a journey. Our journey began about 9 years ago when we were little seedlings entering preschool. Each one of us, of course, remembers the first day of school. We remember our parents taking us to our new classroom and letting us go from the safety of home into this new world. Many of us would have been crying on that first day, but those of you in Teacher Anne-Marie's class could not have asked for a more loving shoulder to cry on. And so, ladies and gentlemen, our journey began. The intervening years were filled with many happy memories. Memories of sports day, of morning assembly singing songs of praise and worship. You would remember picking peppers from the neighbor's yard and seeing who was brave enough to eat them, and playing football in the mud and mommy being vexed when we got home. Then there were those proud memories of success at national sports meets and academic competitions. Auntie Cheryl, I think you'll need to build a bigger trophy case soon. Ladies and gentlemen, I joined Beacon Junior School in grade 4. Before I came to this school, I was faced with many tough challenges. I was a different child. I had very little confidence. Mommy and Daddy, even though I cried perhaps every evening for the first week of school, I want you to know that today, I look back on my Beacon years and say to you, thank you. Thank you for listening to God's word and sending me to this amazing school. Beacon Junior School is the best beginning any of us could have asked for. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this little seed has done more growing in the past 3 years than I have ever done in my lifetime. While I continue to experience some challenges at Beacon, it came clear to me that our teachers love us and care for us deeply. They have helped us to pursue our academic goals and at the same time teaching us that knowledge and intelligence is nothing with a good character. I am privileged today to stand here as valedictorian. First of all, 3 years ago I would not have the confidence to stand here at all. So just being able to say good morning to all of you was a big accomplishment for me. However, my greatest privilege in being here is to have the opportunity to say thank you on behalf of the grade 6. To all our teachers over the years, we would not be here without you. You have walked this journey with us patiently and caringly, leading us on. Special thanks to those of you who have spent the last few years preparing us for CPEA. Miss Date, Miss Francois, and Miss Rufin. Grade 4 was tough, but you made it easier for us. We are so grateful to you for your solid foundation. Miss Date, I would like to say a special thanks to you for being my teacher, a second mother, and a friend to me. You were my first encounter with Beacon, and you helped me cope with all the changes which were happening in my life at that time. To Mrs. Sincere and Miss Williams, how could we ever say enough thanks? We shall never forget the discipline which you instilled in us and the challenges you set before us. While our group projects were difficult, you taught us how to work as a team and challenged us to be creative. I would never forget a particularly difficult project for my group. You see, everybody got to make a 3D replica of a body system. Ria and Aishiria's groups got to do the skeletal system. Garth got to do the urinary system, and Zidane's group got to do the digestive system. As luck would have it, my group had to do the female reproductive system. I was blushing for the whole project, but you know what? I now respect my mommy so much for giving birth to me and my little brother, and she's brave enough to be pregnant again. Of course, I cannot forget to say our heartfelt thanks to Miss Gittens and Miss Francois. Miss Gittens, you are one of the most patient, dedicated, and disciplined teachers we know. We love you and thank you for all your hard work in helping us to do so well at CPEA. Miss Francois, you were tough. You constantly pushed our class, and when we felt like we reached our goal, you said, "Here's some more math homework for you children." We love you very much, and we will never forget you. Thank you for making us work hard and yet still letting us have fun. Senior Rennie and Mr. Mendez, muchas, muchas gracias. To our loving parents and families, there are no words which are sufficient to express our thanks to you. You have been constantly supportive with homework and projects, but most of all, we are grateful for your love. You have taught us to love our God and to follow in His ways wherever our journey leads us. Mom and Dad, when the media interviewed me after CPEA results came out and asked me what I was promised if I did well, I simply said that I was promised nothing. Thank you for teaching me that a sense of achievement, not only for me, but for my school, would be my greatest reward. Today, I know that all 47 of us truly feel that sense of achievement. We love you all. Ladies and gentlemen, I now wish to single out a very special lady. Together with her teachers, she has changed the landscape of education in Grenada. I speak of none other than Mrs. Bishop, our beloved Auntie Cheryl, our principal. Auntie Cheryl, you are a great woman. Your capacity to love is beyond measure. You are a strong woman made stronger by your love for God. This morning, I want to let you know that even though we did not come first in CPEA this year, we, your children, will always strive to be first in our morals, character, and love for God. We shall never forget what you have taught us all these years. In all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. So, ladies and gentlemen, our path, the journey of these little seeds now blooming into young adults, has led us here this morning. I now ask the students of the 2013 graduating class of Beacon Junior to stand to turn to face your teachers and family. I want you all to repeat after me. Thank you, each and every one of you. We love you. May God bless you. Please give your teachers and loved ones a huge round of applause. Thank you, grade 6. Please take your seats. In closing, I would like to address my classmates. I will never forget you all and the wonderful memories we have shared together. Quinton, I will be looking out for you in the Champions League of football. I hope you end up playing for my favorite team, Barcelona, all the way. Ria, may God bless you, and may you be the best doctor you set out to be and use your kind heart to heal others. Risa Nelson, thank you for helping me catch all those legendary Pokemon. You are great friends. Ronique, my big sister, for the last time, my name is not Chow Mein, it's Chow Chung. Gamba, I hope one day that you will be a guest celebrity chef in my restaurant. Aishiria, may you use that brilliant mind of yours to create new technology and aim for the stars. And Clifford, one day I hope you and I will build the fastest car in Grenada. To all of you, I hope you will always stay in touch. May the years ahead bring you happiness and success. Remember, our journey does not end here today. The journey of our education continues on to a new chapter in our lives, secondary school. I leave you now with the words of one of my personal heroes, Nelson Mandela, and I quote, Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world," end of quote. Each of us here, each little seed, has the potential to change the world. May we all embrace our future education so that we can reap a harvest in life which will change Grenada and our world for the better. CXC, look out, the Beacon class of 2013 is coming. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
I now call Mrs. Bishop to hand the torch to Christian Cho Chung. We also now call Jadia Adams from the junior school to receive the torch.
This torch this morning symbolizes the beacon, or light in this nation, or light in the educational arena. We believe that as we pass this torch from one batch of students to the other, that the excellence which we are cultivating will live on and on and on.
Jadia, I entrust this torch to you in the hope that you will keep it shining brightly as a beacon of success for our school. Remember to always put God first in all things that you do.
I wish to adopt the established protocol. On behalf of myself and my fellow grade 5 classmates, I would like to extend heartfelt congratulations to the graduating classes of 2013. Congratulations are extended also to the parents, teachers, and principal who stood steadfastly beside them throughout the years and who I'm sure will continue to do so. The passing and receiving of the torch is not a light gesture, and I fully appreciate its importance. In accepting this torch of excellence, I assure all present that myself and my classmates will fully commit ourselves to our upcoming challenges and do all that we can to make ourselves, our parents and teachers, and Beacon proud. This flame will continue to blaze. Thank you.
So we have another certificate of appreciation to go to someone who has been supporting the school, a past parent, and it goes to Miss Anne Marie Palmer, formerly Mrs. George. Thank you, Auntie Cheryl. I am now pleased to invite Ms. Jennifer Alexander to give a short speech on behalf of the parents.
Pleasant good afternoon to everyone. First, I'd like to say that I was told I was going to do a vote of thanks. So if you find I'm saying thank you, it's because that's what I prepared for. Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade, Governor General, Ministry of Education officials, Senator Sheldon Scott, Mrs. Cheryl Bishop, Principal of Beacon Learning Center, teachers of the Beacon Learning Center, graduates, parents, guardians, relatives, other invited guests, good afternoon. As I said, my job was just to say thank you, however, I'll try to modify it a bit. On behalf of the parents, I stand here to speak on behalf of the parents of grade 6, and to say thank you to the following persons who have helped in making today's graduation ceremony a success. To Her Excellency Governor General Dame Cecile La Grenade, I wish to thank you for gracing us with your presence here today. I can assure you that your presence here shows your continued commitment to education and the lives of our young people of this nation. To Auntie Cheryl, thank you for your continued dedication, enthusiasm, and commitment to education, and for ensuring that our young ones are nourished, not only academically and physically, but spiritually as well. We thank you, Auntie Cheryl, and keep up the good work. To all the parents and guardians, I know that it has not been an easy road being a parent myself. The constant battling to get homework done. The battling to pick up the books. Always have to be on the back seat to pick up the book. Getting the projects done at the last minute because they would have forgotten to tell you that they have a project that is due today or tomorrow. Meeting deadlines, photocopying, and other contributions, nurturing. I would like to say thank you for doing that, for having such a wonderful class today of young ones. Without you, a day like today could not have been a success. To you, the teachers of Beacon Junior School, from KG to grade 6, thank you for planting the seeds of knowledge in our young ones. Your long hours of hard work and dedication has not gone unnoticed. I am certain that you are proud today of the fruits of your labor. I can assure you that all that you have done has been very much appreciated and that your hard work was not in vain. Keep up the good work. Ms. Francois and Ms. Gittins, a special thank you for ensuring that our young ones are kept on the right track and are prepared to enter the secondary school. Special thanks also goes out to the graduates. I need to say that even though it seems as if we were a constant nag, I speak on behalf of myself and other parents. We're always on your backs to get things done, to do your homework, put away the Nintendo, stop looking at the TV, turn off the music for a while. It is our job as parents. I think you should understand that God put us put you in our lives and we in your lives for a reason. We have to ensure that you are on the right track. You have listened and has done us, your teachers, and yourselves proud. As you venture out into the next step of your journey to success, let the sky be your limit. And remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Always put God first in all that you do. I would like to leave you with a short quote which says, "The road to success is always under construction." This goes to tell you that your journey has just begun. Please stay focused as you enter into your new school, and may God bless you. Thank you.
I am pleased to now present to you our commencement speaker, Pastor Paul Miller.
For you graduates going on to another institution, you can expect to encounter the following. No more aunties, family setting. No more morning devotions and prayer. I hope you didn't breathe a sigh of relief. Some of you would encounter atheists and evolutionists. Of course, you've heard you will encounter larger and diverse or larger classes, diverse students, teachers, and lecturers. You would also be prepared to expect the high expectations that you've become accustomed to here at Beacon. After all, you've excelled in the competency exams, common entrance, CPEA, junior achievement, young leaders, debates, and I've found out that for a young school, when I went to school, the schools to be to a high school, GBSS, convent, and PBC, they still are, but somewhere in the mix, I even heard this year a student from PBC saying Beacon was the one to beat. You have become the benchmark by which other students and other schools gauge themselves. So to all of us here today, we expect you to keep the beacon light, the beacon torch burning and burning brightly. From your years of Beacon, you already know you must put God first. There are some persons who treat God as someone who is only relevant for the baby christening, when they are in trouble or in danger, when hospitalized, or if they are given up to die. Some remember that there is a God when they are facing the court or an exam. And of course, some put God first. They put him last at the funerals. There are so many things that clamor for our attention. Our devotion, our education, our goals, our hobbies, along with the distractions there are in this life. We must be very careful not to let them become more important and more of our priority than our relationship with God. The first of the 10 commandments given by God, he said, you must not make to yourself any idols, nor any image, nor anything in heaven, nor in the earth. You ought not to bow down and worship them, for I am the Lord your God. I am a jealous God who will not tolerate your affection for any other gods. Yet, how many of the things that occupy our time, our money, thoughts, attention, have taken the place where God is supposed to be? Years ago, a co-worker and I were returning from St. Lucia in one of those 9-seater aircrafts. We experienced extreme turbulence between Union Island and St. Vincent. We were island hopping or airport hopping and got to Union Island and were on our way to Lauriston, Carriacou. And as the plane went up, in my view, it dropped a lot of feet. The sound of the engine changed, and my friend who said there is no God grabbed his stomach and cried out, "Oh God!" I looked across the aisle at him. He said, "I know what you're thinking. There is no God." So I asked him, "Well, why did you call upon him?" He said, "Man, that's just a saying." The first working day of 1999, there was an earthquake on the 1st of January that year, and the first working day, I think, was the 2nd or the 3rd. And we gathered the morning at work and we were discussing our experience of that earthquake, and the young man who said he did not believe in God began to share his experience. He said, "I was lying on the floor around 4 a.m. listening to cricket, and I remember because I was listening too. West Indies were playing India. But he said, the house began to shake, things began to fall, and then I began to wonder, if the earth opened up and swallowed the house with me inside, what would have happened?" I looked at him and said, "You were going straight to hell." That sounds harsh, all right? But he said, there is no God, so why worry if the earth swallows you? When I first entered the Grenada Telephone Company and introduced myself as a Christian, one co-worker said to me, we've heard louder dogs bark than that. He said to me also that in this place, this workplace, every person who came before you as a Christian have backslidden. And they tried relentlessly to get me to do the same. I was offered the cigarettes, the cigars, hemp, marijuana. Women encouraged to curse, use foul languages as part of the adjectives and explicits. Incidentally, educators today are now saying that there is no bad word, since a bad word can't be spelled. I beg to differ. Those words are now included in our dictionaries. They are part of our entertainment and casual conversations. But the last time I checked, it is still an offense, and one can be arrested for using what we call bad words. Let me shift a little gear and just bring into the picture this morning as I speak to us on putting God first. By the way, I won't be very long. Basketball great Larry Bird said, as a boy, I would eat, drink, and sleep basketball. All champions are like that. Charles Lindbergh, when he made his first solo flight across the Atlantic, he concentrated on one thing: getting his aircraft across the open sea. We are eternally thankful for Thomas Edison. It is said he seldom slept, spending long hours in his laboratory perfecting his inventions. Today I was sitting in awe and amazement and saw some lights in this place that look like, what do you call them, when you have roller wheels together? Thanks, Thomas Edison. The list could go on and on, however, but the key to success in anything, one must have great determination. One of the major factors of Beacon Learning Center's success is at its very core of existence and operation is putting God first. You know this very well. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Ezra Taft Benson said, when we put God first, sorry, I should say, quote, Ezra Taft Benson said, quote, when we put God first, all other things fall into their proper place or drop out of our lives. Our love of the Lord will govern the claims of our affection, the demands of our time, the interests we pursue, and the order of our priorities. End of quote. I would like to be the first to continue, although I am not, to encourage you to aim high. The sky is the limit. Pursue your dreams. But let me qualify those sayings by saying, when it's time to depart from this life, we will not carry our achievements with us. The last funeral I went to, the person was placed within one of those concrete structures. And I observed that a number of things were placed in there. But you know something? The deceased cannot appreciate anything that was placed there. So what am I saying? As C.D. Studd, this well-known poem says, and again I quote, only one life will soon be passed, but only what's done for Christ will last. The nation of Israel, while in Babylon, were asked by their captors to sing one of the famous Jewish songs that they sang to Yahweh. Their response is recorded in Psalm 137, verse 1 to 6. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hung up our harps upon the willows in the midst of it. For those who carried us away captive ask of us, Sing us one of those songs of Zion. But we replied, how shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? Then David, the writer of this psalm, goes on. He says, if I forget you, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget its skill. You should remember David was a musician. If I do not remember you, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I do not exalt Jerusalem above my chief joy. As you move on, as you move up, as you move out, away from Beacon, don't lose your song. Don't lose your accompanying instrument. In the Jews' case, it was their harp. In your case, it was the daily devotions and the daily prayers. Do not lose your harp. Do not lose your song. Graduates, you must put God first. Sing the Lord's song. Juniors, as you go to secondary school, as you move on to tertiary institutions, universities, or maybe even to the world of work, you must still be singing the Lord's song and playing the harp, or allow him to play the important part that he has played in your life. He's gotten you this far. There is no need to discard him as you approach another hurdle in life. Margaret Juranox, many years ago, wrote a song, if it had not been for the Lord on my side, tell me, where would I have been? Those words are still very, very relevant to us today. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, tell me where I would have been. Even those who don't believe that there is a God depend on his breath every time they breathe. Even those who do not believe he exists or will doubt you, because one of the young persons, one of the graduates of last year's class, I asked him when he went to college, were you faced with that kind of pressure? He said, oh yes, I came across one of the deans or lecturers who does not believe in God. I want to remind you, put God first. Here are some businessmen who put God first. If you go to the United States, you may enjoy the big burgers. Dave Thomas, the founder of Wendy's, is a devout Christian. And one of his principles in successful business is putting God first. I love to go to Walmart when I'm in the States because of the quality and bargains. He is also a devout Christian who believes in the business or the principle of putting God first. I also looked on Allison's website when she said, I use every opportunity I get as an athlete to declare the goodness and the greatness of God. I came across another athlete by the name of A.C. Green, former basketballer and coach. He said as a player, teammates, he was a virgin. You go very quiet. He is a virgin, and his teammates will send to him various women to his room. But some of them would have said, the only thing they encountered from A.C. Green was verses of scripture. He knew what it was amidst the intense pressure of an international athlete and coach to put God first. I came across Oklahoma City Thunder, Kevin Durant, and he also declares his love and his devotion for God. Why did I bring in businesses and sportsmen? Because many of you are going to be in either one of those areas somehow. We all love sport. be it cricket, football, netball, soccer. Or we have to be an employer or an employee. Remember, put God first. David's observation in Psalm 37:25 is recorded this way. I have been young, now I am old, but I have never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. As I close, I want to challenge and inspire you. Because as you young ones move on, in the introduction I told you some of the things you are going to expect or you're going to encounter one way or the other. I was born into a Christian home. My father is still a preacher, close to 90 years old. I faced some of the very challenges in my day. They were not computerized like you have them. But the time came when I had to make a choice. Like when my co-workers said, we'll make you backslide. I stand here to let you know, I chose not to. I chose to seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else he added.
Adrienne Forsyth, career goal event planner. Her philosophy: a meaningful life is not being rich, being popular, being highly educated, or being perfect. It's about being real, being humble, being strong, and being able to share ourselves and touch the lives of others. It is only then that we could have a full, happy, and contented life. Kaylin Penny, career goal airline pilot. His philosophy: success cannot be achieved by a loner. Abigail Gibson, career goal accountant. Philosophy: confidence may not bring success, but gives us the power to face any challenge. Shante Ross, career goal computer engineer. Her philosophy: the only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. Janelle Andrews, career goal Minister of Tourism. Philosophy: people who live in glass houses don't throw stones. Javon Telesford, career goal electrical engineer. His philosophy: go hard or go home. Chrisanne Rouse, career goal accountant. Her philosophy: our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Kyle Sylvester, career goal electrical engineer. Philosophy: be more concerned with your character than with your reputation. Your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. Leah Edwards, career goal flight attendant. Her philosophy: home is where your story begins. Rennie Campbell, career goal electrical engineer or AC technician. His philosophy, I don't see myself being special. I just see myself having more responsibilities than the next man. People look to me to do things for them, to have answers. Rose Bagwan, career goal teacher. Her philosophy, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Shayna Klein-Linton, career goal engineer. Philosophy, mistakes are the portals of discovery, by James Joyce. Tiffany Milkson, career goal chef. Her philosophy, strive for greatness. To Toby Hill, career goal mechanical engineer. His philosophy, work first, play after. Charlene Joseph, her career goal, social worker, and her philosophy, you can accomplish more in 1 hour with God than 1 lifetime without Him. Joshua Burris, Stefan McLaurin, Gabriel Pestana, Joel Hutchinson, Tevin Joseph.
Thank you, Mrs. Hosford. Thank you, Ms. Bradford. And thank you, Ms. Phillip, for assisting with the distribution of certificates. Will the students of the high school please come forward to sing your graduation song?
I stand accused. There's a list a mile long of all my sins, of everything that I've done wrong. I'm so ashamed. There's nowhere left for me to hide. This is my day. I must answer for my life. My fate is in the judge's hands. And then he turns to me and says, I know you, I love you, I gave my life to save you. Love paid the price for mercy, my verdict, not guilty. Oh, can it be? I can't begin to comprehend what kind of grace would take the place for all my sins. I stand in awe, know that I have been set free, and the tears well up as I look at the cross, 'cause it should have been me. In the nail-scarred hands, He stretched them out for me and said, I know you, I with everything I am, I'll praise you. So grateful for the words I heard you say.
It is my pleasure now to invite Rose Bagwan, the valedictorian from the high school, to come forward and give her valedictory speech. Let us give us a round of applause.
The line between failure and success is so fine that we are often on the line and do not know it. How many a man has thrown up his hands at a time when a little more effort and a little more patience would have achieved success? A little more effort and what seemed like hopeless failure would turn to glorious success. Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade, Minister of Education, and other ministry officials, specially invited guests, Madam Principal, parents, teachers, students, graduates all, a pleasant afternoon to you. We, the graduates, gather here today on the periphery of our future. It is no longer a distant reality. It begins here, it begins today. Let me start off by expressing my profound gratitude to be chosen as valedictorian. It is indeed an honor for me to stand here as the proud representative of the graduating class of 2013. We began high school as naive children, but we are leaving here as capable and responsible young adults, some younger than others. Shante? Yet, at this sentimental moment, we cannot help but look back. It seems as only yesterday we were nervous, undeveloped Form 1s placed under the ruling and spiritual guidance of Mrs. Horsford. Now look at us. The then skinny Kaelan is showing signs of muscle development. Kyle finally grew into his head. Don't worry, Joshua, you're getting there. And I grew at least an inch or two in the past 4 years. We have now successfully completed the aspect of our education that will propel us to a brighter future and better individuals. Individuals who will not only try to get by, but leave a lasting impression on the world. After all, we are graduating beacons. It is time to shine in our future endeavors. Be independent, be strong, be wise, be on time. Janelle and Javon, be on time. Graduating class of 2013, along this journey of life, we will meet challenges. What I am asking for us is to face those challenges head on. Tevin and Charlene, it is all about self-confidence. Forget what people say about you. Your future is unwritten, and it is up to you to fill the pages of your book of life. Just imagine if everyone lived up to his or her full potential, how life-changing we could make Grenada and the world at large. Take to Toby, for instance. We may have our differences, but the truth of the matter is that you are a very intelligent young man. Turn your love for argument into a career. Who knows, you could be the next Derek Sylvester or Anselin Cloudin. Tiffany, who barely utters a word unless it is necessary. By employing your love for art, you could become a world-famous artist or clothing designer. Focus your artistic skills, and with the right state of mind and determination, you and your work could be the next big event. Then there is Stefan, who is dynamic in the science arena, and our Spanish, English, and French-speaking colleague, Gabriel, because 2 languages were just not enough. Gabriel, buena suerte en su futuro. Good luck in your future. In this class, one can find so many different characters. Abigail, we will forever remember you taking the initiative of energetically leading the worship songs in assembly. We also have our own Comedy Central on a lunchtime, hosted by none other than Rennie Campbell and his funny life stories, aided by Shayna's seemingly harsh yet truthful and hilarious comments. Then, of course, Casey, who is forever looking for something mischievous to do. My message to you is to keep true to yourself, and whoever is intimidated by you, let them be, but never forfeit your brilliance. As for Ryan, do not be afraid to move forward. Let the past inspire you, not define you. Let go of your uncertainties and know that this is your time to be someone beyond the expectations of anybody. Now, the newest member of the class, Ethan. It has only been a year, but you have taught us that we cannot please everyone. So be the real version of ourselves rather than a poor imitation of someone else. With all these personalities and unmentioned abnormalities of this graduating class, it is a miracle how Leah managed to remain level-headed. It is that kind of strong will that will get you through the ups and downs of life. Then, of course, Adrienne, whose mind-blowing, awe-inspiring voice can move mountains. Even though you have a funny, old-fashioned way of putting things, your words of wisdom prevented us from putting into actions a lot of our mischievous plans. Good looking out. However, with all our discrepancies, we formed a bond over the years, and I can now say we are a family. Graduates, we are prepared to face the world and all its challenges head on. I encourage you to live and learn. Be the beacon you were trained to be since the Form 1 level, and shine through all the dishonesty,